that? Okay, we're coming back in. So previously on Art with Robots with Nate as me, we set up our Creality Ender 3 printer, built it, put all the parts together, hot diggity do. Now I'm just gonna plug it in. And so this time what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be blind. I'm not using any of my previous software. I'm gonna use what they recommend. If it's garbage, then I will find something else to use. But I haven't plugged this in yet. They sent a little thumb drive. I don't know what's on it. We'll find out. I'll plug it in and see what happens. And I'm going to be doing it on a PC. I also have a Mac. I can set things up on a Mac too, but I can do that in a separate thing. So let's plug it in and see what happens. Very exciting. Get out of here, you stickers. See, LED screen says Ender 3, 0 degrees. Oh, it's got a nice little. Let me pull the camera up here. Maybe, if I can get the angle right. So Ender 3 Pro, 0 degrees on the hot end, 24 degrees. That's just room temperature. Heat bed, whether the fan's on or off. X, it doesn't know. Y, it doesn't know. Z, it doesn't know. So it has not been set up and it has not been homed, which is when it moves all three axes until they hit the clicker, the end stop. Ender 3 Pro ready, FR 100%. Don't know what that is. This is a little save icon, maybe? Because I think it saves if the power goes out, which is fabulous because my other ones didn't, and you used to have to like calculate how many rows it was and how high it was, and then you'd have to go into the G code and do all this G code. G as in Greg, which is what sends the printer its instructions. It's called G code, and there are ways that you can tweak it and adjust it, or go into it and do your own custom things. So also please excuse this lovely face. This is an HP Omen. I just haven't changed the backdrop yet. Looks like some bro dude spent a lot of time graphic designing the heck out of it, so whatever. Alright, let's get our plug in. I'm just gonna plug it into the back of my PC. I can reach. Figure out the superposition. There it goes. Okay. Got it plugged in. Keep your memory safe. No, I don't want that. Get out of here. Back up your files, USB device, and Google Drive. No, I don't. Get out of here. PC stuff. Okay, did it pop up? I am not a PC person, so this is always a fun thing for me to figure out where the heck anything is. Let's go up here. Scooba-dooba-dooba-doo. USB drive, E. That sounds good. User manual. Oh, interesting. What is that? Is that what we just had? No, I don't think so. I think what we saw was the assembly manual. Alright, let's move you onto the proper screen. Ender 3 guidebook. Sweet. Whoa. Guidebook to make top quality 3D printer. Alright, notes, yada yada, preface, introduction, tells you what all the power parts are, etc. Oh, the screen information. Okay, so this is print speed. Oh, that's what that stands for. Let me see if I can make this bigger. How do you, there we go. Let's do this. There we go. made it a little better. Okay, so we got model Ender 3 Pro. This is set the temperature of the nozzle, right? This is the current temperature. So this is the gold temp. PLAs usually, 3D printers are usually in Celsius. So it's 29 degrees in there. Mine it says 24 because that's what my house is at. Again, set the temperature of the hotbed, and this is what the current one is, so you can keep track of that. Current temperature of the hotbed, part cooling fan speed. I guess when the cooling fan is on, it'll tell you what percentage of power it is. The current location of the nozzle is this. Right, so on mine, it gave me blinking question marks because we had not yet done the homing. This is print time would go right here. So you can keep track of that for, once you print something, you know how long it takes to do it again. And then you can start to get an idea based on complexity and things like that, how long prints take. Print progress, oh nice, so it's a little progress bar. And a prompt message, okay. Alright, screen options, info screen, main menu, disable steppers, moving X, Y, Z axes by moving your hands, auto home, returns to your origin. Let's try that. Well, first of all, you are not. I don't like that part. I hope that's not going to be a problem. Let's see if I can just wedge something under there for now, just to level it out. No, not sandpaper, that would be bad. Here we go. Fluffy picks. No, I think it's too big. How's that? Ooh, that did it right. Great. Okay, so you're not wobbling, so that's good. Now we are trying to do an auto home, so we're going to hit plus, prepare, enter. Auto home? Should we just try it? Whoa. Whoa. Way cool. Z always takes friggin' forever. So, once it knows where its home is, we're still going to have to do what's called leveling, which is we're going to have to make sure that this bed is level in relation to the axes left and right, X and Y. There it goes. Okay, so it did Y, it did X, it did Z. Alright, so that's what these little levers down here for, these big ass knobs. If you can see them. They're for moving up. They're for adjusting the leveling of the bed. So some printers, like even my old one, I upgraded it to have auto leveling. So it has a little induction probe, or it can have a physical probe, and it comes down and it touches the bed at different places. And it learns where those are, and then it applies offsets in the calculation. So sometimes you'll see the Z-axis moving when it's going left, right, up, down, whatever. And it's not just going up and down, but it's making adjustments for a bed that's not quite level. Okay, so we did that. We got our homes, auto home. Okay, so up here this says disable steppers. So that means, like, now that it's on, you can't move the steppers because there's power going to them. So once there's power going to the steppers, they're not going to move by hand. So this disable steppers. Here it is, disable steppers. You heard a little clunk, and now we can move things. So let's go back to auto home. That is way off. Way off. I can see right here that the nozzle is below the print bed. So that probably means that we're going to have to raise up this Z stop. But let's go through their manual and see what happens. Alright, so cool down, cool down the nozzle, right? You can preheat PLA or preheat ABS, they have different temperatures. Move axis, move X, Y, or Z by given value, so that can be handy to like test where you're going or to move it to a certain place to pick things up. Again, so temperature control, so I guess this is all for doing things manually, because you can also do it through software, which is what we'll do. No card, print from SD. Ah, so you have to print from the SD, huh? Where does the SD slot go? Here it is. Oh, there is a USB plug though, a little micro USB, and this is where the micro SD slot is, and the micro USB. So I wonder if I could plug it in through USB. One of the nice things about having it plugged in through USB is that, like with my older printer, I use a software called Repetier, and it lets you do real-time adjustments on things like the flow speed, X and Y movement. You can pause it, so I do all sorts of things that you're not supposed to do with the printer, like, I don't know, like putting in pieces of string and stuff like that. I abuse my printer. That's how you make art with it. Alright, tuning, speed, nozzle, change the temperature, bed, change the bed temp, and the fan, flow. Okay, so this is all about, you can do all of that adjustment, it seems like, through here, through this interface. You can also pause the print or stop the print. Okay. Alright, loading filament. Well, you know what though? We are gonna have to, I'm gonna have to raise this up, because this'll break if I try to move it left or right. Because currently it's below the surface. So I'm gonna have to raise that up. Or tell it what the offsets are. But that's way too low. That's way too low. So we're gonna look up how to do it manually, how to manually raise up the, let's see, move axis. So that's under prepare. So click, prepare, move axis, move Z. I want it 10 millimeters, but I want it in a negative direction. There we go. Move Z. Oh. It's doing it. Interesting. So I have it at plus 20 millimeters. So that's 2 centimeters. I guess because I moved it back and forth, it's going back and forth. I didn't know that it did it automatically. I thought like you would have to hit enter or something. So that's good to know. All right, so I'm gonna do this manually. So 1 millimeter at a time increments. Nope, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Because I'm gonna try to get this, try to get the print head right above the board, if right above the heated bed, and that'll give me a good spot. That looks about right. So I should be able to raise, no? Wait a minute. It did tell me in the instructions to make sure this was all the way down. So maybe I'm not going to mess with that. Maybe I'm going to do it through software. And just tell it so it'll know what its offset is. that's a better idea. This is, yeah, this is all the way down. Okay, we're not gonna mess with it physically yet. If we have to, we will, but for now, get our shim in there. We're gonna go back to 0 by clicking. Where do we go back? Oh, up arrow. Set home offsets. Yeah, I bet that's something we're gonna have to do. That's what it is. Offset is basically, it's gonna go down, it's gonna click, it's gonna hit it, and then we're gonna tell it how far up to go for the offset. Let me look something, make sure my chats are all good. Okay, cool. All is well in the world. Alright, so loading filament, preheat, method 1. Method 2, prepare, preheat PLA. Or, okay, so this is basically giving you method 1 says prepare, preheat PLA, an automatic, like, setting for generic PLA. PLA has, depending on what color it is, what the brand is, what the manufacturer, it can vary. But this, I guess, using what they sent us, we will, let's try the automatic. Because we lagged. Easy. Alright, so what do I have to do? I have to go to prepare. So I'm going to prepare, preheat PLA. Okay, so this gives you 3 options: preheat PLA, preheat PLA end, so that's going to be this, or preheat PLA bed, that's this. So I guess just the first one, PLA, is going to be both of them. Yes. So it's saying it to 185 degrees Celsius for the hot end and 45 degrees Celsius for the heat bed. That's a decent starting point for PLA. And I will take their word for it with their brand of PLA. Okay, I'm going to do just a very basic intro to this. This is going to be a short one, stream, so that I'm not spending too much time going over things that we're just going to go over in class anyway. I just want to get started and make sure it works, and then once it works, you'll get a basic idea. You could reference the build thing. That one you can do at any point. So let's see. This doesn't want to go on its home. There it is. Well, let's see what happens. How to replace filament. Press and hold extruder lever. Then insert 1.75 millimeter filament through the small hole of the extruder. Continue feeding until you see filament come out the nozzle. Okay. So that's not... Oh, it is. That's way fast. That's nice. There we go. Alright, putting it through the tube. And of course I'm touching things, so we got to do it until we see squiggles coming out. There we go. There it is, squiggles. All right, that's pretty cool. So it works. It extrudes, and then if you want to know how to set it up, or set up your own printer, or do fun things with the printer, like making guillotines or severed heads, but that's just me. How to add 3D printing to your artistic process, then sign up for my class. $125, just super freaking cheap. I realized how cheap it was after I did it, but I said it, so that's what it is. So it's stupid cheap. You can either use your own 3D printer, or I can order you one of these for $3.99 plus the class. So that'll give you the $250 for the printer. So I don't take anything from that. You just costs $250 to purchase, and then $125 for the class. So actually, I think you even come out like 18 cents with tax or something ahead of the game. And that, I think, is gonna be what we're gonna stop it at. So I'm excited for the class. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably gonna be up in New York for it. Right now I'm in Georgia, in Atlanta. And when I'm up in New York, I'll be bringing the printers with me. And we're going to do the class from Zoom, and we will have lots of fun. So I'm going to really work on making sure that we tailor the class for the students and what they're looking for to add to their practice. So we're not trying to learn absolutely everything about 3D printing, because I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. There's too much. But what we can do is we can learn the basics, we can learn how it functions, the systems and how they work, we can learn how to troubleshoot, we can learn how to look things up, and we can learn how to figure stuff out on our own, because that's always fun too. Or, thankfully, with this class you won't be on your own, all alone. You'll have me, and you'll have other students to harass with your 3D printing woes, because there will be some. Oh yes, it took me months to get my first 3D printer up and running, so this is not going to take that long. So it's a great value. Consider signing up for it. The link's in the chat, or the link is in the Facebook description if you're watching this on Facebook, or it'll be in the description on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. And or you can just message me at any of my accounts. They're all on the screen. There. Any of those accounts, and I will hit you back with the link to sign up for the class. So it's very cool. I'm excited with the artists that we've got so far. There is a limit to 6 per session. So if you want to sign up, do it quickly. All right, that's it for today. I love you. Bye.